Morning everybody, I'm Chris with Holly Ridge Homestead, and today I wanted to show y'all an update pretty much of the horsefly trap that we built, and also the regular fly trap that we've been using to catch these biting flies and black flies, blowflies, stuff of that nature. But I'm one of those people that I have to see it to believe it, that it actually works, and I'm sure there's a lot of you guys out there the same way. So we built this horsefly trap last week, and had it mostly up on the porch, had moved it down here yesterday. Today I just wanted to go through and show you a little bit more about it and what we're doing with it, and then I also want to give you an update again on the fly traps. Believe it or not, both of them are working. So right now, you can see I moved it over here to by the fence, and the horses spend a lot of time right here. They like this area. I guess it's where it's the most shade or something of that nature. I don't know for sure. But here's the horsefly trap, and I've already emptied it this morning, and I've been keeping all the horseflies that I've caught, just to prove to you guys that it's actually working. Anyways, again, it's just plexiglass, contractor bag, and stuff of that nature. So this moves up because it's on a hinge, and like I said, I've already cleaned it out, but I've got one of these monster horseflies in here already. Let me see if I can get that to stay without breaking. Easy. All right, so they didn't like that, but I got one of these monster horseflies in here. These things just, the poor horses can't get relief, but to catch this is my third big one of these that I've caught since yesterday. But we like I said, I've already emptied it out this morning. But I want to show you what I've got so far. Get to the side here. This thing has got to be, let's see if it's dead. Yeah, look how huge that thing is. That thing is really large, and it really hurts when the when it bites the horses. I've got some more regular horseflies in here, the smaller ones. Now typically that's the ones that you see all the time that are flying around, but ooh, hopefully I didn't break it. I think it just came out, is all it was. I'll get that put back in there. But the other thing I wanted to show you, hold on babe, I'm gonna come in there. The other thing I wanted to show y'all is the actual fly trap. It's also proof that it works. Can you see? That thing is just plumb full of flies. These things have been just terrorizing the horses. I need to freshen we put an egg in it just the other day, but with the evaporation of the water, I need to put some more water in this fly trap. We still got two more out there, but like I said, the horses spend a lot of time right here, and I have no idea how many flies are in here. But the more flies in here, the less flies that are bothering horses. And I have noticed them not stomping their feet as much. I've noticed that their tails and heads are not swishing as much, so this is actually helping the horses. So a little bit about what I've learned about this horsefly trap is this plexiglass does have to stay pretty clean. When the flies come through it, if it doesn't look clear, they don't hit and reflect into the water. That's one thing I've noticed. The other thing I've noticed, when I had it on the porch last week, we were catching flies. We were catching the horse flies, probably I would say 5 or 6 at a time, just up there. Now the reason why I did that is because in the afternoon, we have hundreds of horse flies up underneath the porch, but also can watch the horses down here, and they're just getting attacked left and right. So that was the first per se experiment. Then I wanted to bring it down here. Well, it's actually catching more flies down here, which I figured it would. It's because it would be by the animals. I've got to figure out a way to get this in the pasture closer to them, but without my goats tearing it up. I may have to build something around it, but right now it's actually working right here beside there. So again, what it is plexiglass, water, and soap, and it's catching the horse flies that are biting the horses. But it does work, and what I'll do is I'll show you up here in a minute. I'll pour out all the horse flies that I've caught. So here on the fly trap, all we have is a egg and water in this dish, and it has done nothing but attract them. We have chickens, so the eggs are free, and that was one of the things on my bait trial video that I tried. I wanted something that was not going to cost me money that you had to buy off the internet or in the store. If you don't have chickens, then obviously you'd have to use an egg from the store that you bought. But I have plenty of eggs, water out of the faucet, and this thing is working. I don't know what else to tell you guys. If you've got fly issues, this thing works. We got a pack of them for 3. I've got more. I'm just going to fill up, put some more water in the other 2, one at our chicken coop and then one that's over there by our horse trough. And we'll use that, continue to use that with just an egg. And then we're going to continue, and we're going to continue on the horsefly trap also, trying to get it. We'll continue on the horsefly trap also, and trying to keep perfecting it to make it a little better for us. As of right now, it's working. It's not catching thousands, but it's catching a lot, and it's helping the horses, and so I'm happy with that. So I'm satisfied with the DIY build on that horsefly trap and the free bait trial for these black flies biting flies. Alright guys, so I wanted to come up here and dump out all these horse flies for you guys to actually show you what I've been catching. Again, I've had it only down by the pasture for 1 day. Or some of the big ones right there. Huge. Alright, so comparison, there's there's my hand. So you guys can see that we're catching them. We're not catching tons of them. I think some of the internet claims of the person that originally designed this, Dan Owasi or something of that nature, he actually had it right beside stalled animals. His horses were in a stall, and he put it right beside it, and the horses really couldn't move around like they can in our pasture. So he was catching hundreds of them at a time. So I can only imagine how much of a swarm it was for those horses, and he was desperate to figure out something. But I'm grateful that he has figured out how this is working. It's working for us. It's not crazy on how many it's catching, but it's catching some really good sized horseflies. I mean, so far I've caught 3 of those monster going on 1.5 to 2 inches horseflies, and then just the regular inch ones and various sizes of horseflies. And if you've never been bitten by a horsefly, it hurts. It's like getting stung. And the horses out here, you know, 24/7, they can't go inside in a house and get away from the horseflies. So if the proof ain't in the pudding for you here, I don't know what to tell you. The black fly trap is working. You see, all I need is add water and egg. I'm catching tons of biting flies. The horsefly trap is working. I'm not catching tons, but I mean, I probably got, I don't know, a couple of hundred laying there. It's deceiving on what it looks like, but it works, guys. So anyways, I hope this video was informational for you. I hope that you see it does work. You have to just move it around and see where it works best for you on your place. And if you guys have any questions about what I did, how I did it, leave me some comments, and I will get back and try to answer them to you as best as I possibly can. But guys, I appreciate you watching. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.